right, welcome back. Time for Wishes Rich with Willice Ochieng, joining us right and direct from Kisii County. Willice, how are you doing? We had such an action-packed, show tonight, and I can't wait for the icing on the cake. How are you doing tonight? You well?
I'm cool, Betty, and there is something that before we carry on, Betty, what really makes you, because if it's reading news, it's like it's your best. You come to interviews, it's like you are at the top of everything. You come to now humor, like what you've just heard with a comedian,
yes.
It's just wow. What exactly is the secret behind this before we can talk tonight?
I don't know, maybe just make sure you drink your water. Thank you so much, Willice. I mean, I really appreciate the comments. So sweet of you.
You're welcome.
Don't make
You're
me
welcome.
blush
You're
on
welcome.
TV, so thank you so much, Willice. So let's begin.
You're welcome, Betty.
All right, let's begin tonight with our words. And this list tonight is very interesting. Last week, you really shocked us with some very interesting words like poignant. I remember that. So let's see tonight our first word being spontaneous. Is that the correct pronunciation, Willice?
That is the pronunciation of that word, Betty. You say spontaneous. Now that A in that word takes its name as A, and that is exactly the sound that you use. Don't say spontaneous. Spontaneous, yes. Okay. Spontaneous, no.
Okay, Willice, thanks for that. This next one is one that is used a lot on the internet, MEMES.
Oh, many people, Betty, innocently say memes. Memes, no.
Okay.
You say memes. Memes. That is the plural form.
Okay.
The singular form, meme.
Okay.
A meme.
Okay.
The plural, memes, not memes.
All right. I'm sure there are even people who say meme, but tonight at least they know the correct pronunciation of that word.
That's a possible one. But Betty, do you agree with me that we have the name meme locally? It's a local name.
Oh, yes.
Meme. But please, when it comes to English, you say meme and memes.
Okay.
But as a local name, we have meme, like Professor Meme.
Okay. Okay, got you, Willice. Thanks for that. Moving to this other one, do we say remedial classes, remedial classes?
Now, what you commonly hear locally is remedial. Medial,
yes.
No. That E takes the long high front sound E. Remedial.
Okay.
Not remedial, not remedial. Remedial.
Remedial. I love how you pronounce the words.
Yes.
Remedial. Oh my goodness, Willice. All right.
But sometimes you have to get the phonology of a word, that is the sound system correctly. So if you say remedial, it would be not very good. You say remedial, and you love it the way the sounding comes.
Absolutely, I love that. Moving on to this other word, C-O-L-O-N-E-L. Colonel, how do we go about that one?
Well, in Swahili or Kiswahili, if you like, you say kanali. Kanali so and so. But when you come to English, many people innocently mistake that this word is pronounced the way it is spelled, which is not the case. You say colonel, not colonel. Colonel, no.
Okay.
Colonel.
Colonel. So, Willice, where does the L, the O, the E go to? Because, it's almost like pronouncing it as like a C-A-N.
Now, what happens, yes, when you study English phonology and orthography, that is the spelling, orthography, sounds, phonology. Now, when you study the English orthography and phonology, you'll realize that certain words are not pronounced the way they are spelled. Not every letter in a word is phonetically significant, Betty. You'll find sometimes there are letters which combine to form a sound. Some letters are even silent. then certain letters in words or even names normally take different sounds. Just like letter A, it can take sound A, like in the word pat.
Okay.
P-A-T, pat,
Yes.
or cat,
Yes.
C-A-T. The same letter A can take sound O in the word what. Do we say what? You say what. What
Okay.
are you saying? But the letter is A. So
Yes.
that is what accounts for that, Betty, when we come down to matters of language.
Okay. Interesting, Willice. Mwalimu kwa kweli. Okay.
Simply Willice, just a Willice.
Just a Willice. Okay, Willice. Moving on to this other one. It's okay, Willice. Okay. I-M-M-I-G-R-A-T-I-O-N. Immigration. How do we go about that one?
Now, Betty, we don't say imai, we say immigration. We have the word migration from the verb to migrate, migration. But this one, we say not immigration the way some people always say.
Yes.
You say immigration, immigrants, not immigrants. Immigrants, immigration.
Okay. Immigration it is. Okay. Moving to this other one, M-E-N-U. Is it menu, or are you going to surprise us with a different pronunciation?
You've got it right, Betty.
Okay.
Menu. Menu.
Okay.
The U at the end takes that glide. U. New. Menu. Not menu.
Menu. Menu, right?
Menu.
Okay.
Not menu. And Betty, we also say news. News. Not news. 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 No. News.
Okay. Interesting.
Yes.
So this other one is environment. How is that how you pronounce it, Willice? Just simply environment?
Environment. Environment. That N is not silent, but you begin with the sounding in, then environment. Environment.
Wow, that's a surprise. Environment. So the N is actually heard.
Yes.
Okay. Environment.
Yeah,
okay.
the N is pronounced.
Okay. All right.
Environment.
Such a surprise, Willice. And so, well, how about environs? Is it environs or environs as our last word from me?
You've got that right. Environs. The environs, not environs. Environs, no. Environs.
Okay, so environment and then environs. All right, that one we have to take note, especially, as journalists going out to report, where there's multitude of people. The environs.
Yes, but as I always say, Betty,
Yes.
you've mentioned journalists. But as I always say, Betty, whoever we are, we can never be perfect. We can never be spotless. Even the native speakers of English, sometimes they have problems with certain words because the language itself is not purely English. If you study its origin, you'll even go back to the Germanic dialects. And sometimes you'll also realize that certain words, which we call loan words, they are borrowed from other languages and used in English. So when it comes to their pronunciations, even people in England will struggle with them. And that is why I tell people, whenever you make any mistake in pronunciation, don't curse yourself. Just laugh it off and see a way of getting it right.
All right, absolutely. I could not say it better. That's it for me, Willice. Let's take a look at what you have for us. You're correcting us and motivating us.
Our collections will go straight and yes, we have to do it. Betty, nobody can be perfect. Anyway, let's go to those who have sent in questions and the ones we collected throughout the week. Now, the first one, we have Peter Walker it's Peter Walker of Mombasa. I have just seen him sending in something for you and me, and that is the word, which is a name, that is Linus. Linus. Very tricky, and Betty, names are tricky because of their origins.
Yes.
Sometimes when you come to English, We'll say Linus. You may find somebody, like in Latin, somebody may talk of Linus. Another person, Linus. But in English, this name is pronounced Linus. And Peter, I hope you've got that right. And every other person who is keen on it. Now, Shekina at Munyao Ruth 15. From Lugari, you say Oregon. And the two names, listen carefully. Jeremiah and Sheribiah. Sheribiah, not Sherebiah and not Jeremiah. Jeremiah, Sheribiah. Then we have Yusuf Galmogle from Laisamis, Marsabit County. You say, oh, our brother, thank you for loving it that much, but you say midst, midst, and archipelago, archipelago. Don't say archipelago. Archipelago and Theodore, Theodore, not Theodore. Postin Kerubo and Bahati Crescentia, you say quality and effluent. Quality, effluent. Don't say quality. Affluent, affluent. And we also have effluent if you may want to use that other word. Now, we have at Rabel or at Rabel winds from Kisumu. Nauseous, nauseous. Adam Hussein of Nairobi, often or often. Then we have Adam Onyango, or Adam Hussein of Nairobi and Adam Onyango of Homa Bay. Homa Bay, my brother, you just say gubernatorial, not Gaba. Gubernatorial, no. Gubernatorial. Adam of Homa Bay. David Mutuma of Mariakani Kilifi, you say coupon. You have several words, but I have picked one to give other people a chance. Coupon. Coupon. So Yon at Kiplan 15, you say you. A you. Emmanuel Mbada, you say executive. You can also say executive. What we should avoid is executive. Executive, no. Executive, yes. Executive, yes. Kigan Koyuko, Q. Don't say kwewe. Q. On the Q. Then among, not among. Betty. Have you heard people saying amongst at any time in your life?
Absolutely. Amongst.
Amongst. But Betty, we say amongst. Amongst. Not amongst and not among.
Okay.
And we have Victor Mandela. You say Middlesbrough and Suriname. Suriname. Alphonse Oremo, Reservoir, and Deity or Deity. Kilo John and Marcus Aurelius, Seas. Hamis Atman of Mumias, Luxury, or you can also say luxury, then laboratory. M.O. Rogers, 3 of Meru Town, brusqueness. Brusqueness. Isaac Karaoke of Nakuru, particular. Particular. Then particulate. Particulate. Wakili Jesse Kihoro of Juja Kiambu, fiat. Fiat. Don't say fiat. Wakili. Fiat. And then Waterloo. Waterloo. Then we have the people who really love English. We have Stanley Kimani of Nyanchwa Base and Linda Guata. That is Guada, not Guata. Linda Guada, keep it up. Stanley Kimani, keep it up. Jeff Munyao, Etiang Eli, Galge Diba, Bernard Ogoncho, Kenneth K. Kurgat, Constant Mwangasha, Phoebe Mweni, Chris Ray, Wanjiko Washeke, and Simiyu and Kevin Lokodokwang of West Pokot. A very big name, eh? Lokodokwang. Betty, can you say that?
Lokololwang.
That's a tongue twister, Betty, and it's understood. You say Lokodokwang. That is from West Pokot. Otherwise, Betty, let me go straight to that surprise word for tonight. Unless you want us to go to the street where people test their tongues. Can I go on with this?
Yes, yes, we can go to word on the street. Let's listen to...
Let me carry on with this, and that is our surprise word for tonight, Betty.
That's
Many people say worry. Don't say be wary. You say wary. Wary, not worry. Worry is W-O-R-R-Y. Now, wary, the first word. Wary. The second one, weary. Weary, to be tired, weary. Now, the last one, you have worry. Worry, confusing words. You only get them on this Friday with Betty, and the segment is which is which. Now, Betty, anything from your end before we continue?
All right, Willis, we just need to look at the first word which we started our show with. How do we go about that pronunciation?
So kitu inaitwa prerequisite. 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 Maana ya prerequisite ni ukiwa mahali inadila mambo na logistics. Yeah.
Nasema kama requisite. Yeah, requisite. Hiyo P ni silent.
Yeah, mimi naitwa Dotista Ino from Karamu Events. Wacha nisome hii word of the day ni requisite. I think hiyo P iko silent hapo, ni requisite. Requisite, si prequisite. I guess too, but wacha niseme tu niko sure. Requisite, yeah.
Atiwache niseme tu niko sure. Hey, Willis, we have another word master there. He says the P probably is not pronounced.
Betty.
Oh my goodness.
They have tried so nicely, but the pronunciation of that word is prerequisite. 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 That is what is required for something else to follow, or what is necessary in a given situation, a prerequisite to something. Just as I always say, Betty, today I had some very interesting clips from South Africa, Cape Town, where the word that we once handled on this show, and that makes me give a pat on the back or a special salute to the production team for this show.
Yes.
We handled that word conscientiously. If you could have listened today to what came from South Africa, Betty, when somebody told me that when Kenya sneezes, other parts of the world catch the cold, I agreed and referred to conscientiously. Because what came out, I don't know whether we could get that clip. If it is there, then I would humbly request that people can listen to what was coming from that parliament so that we can hear it if it is there.
Well, Willis, probably we'll do it next week because of interest of time. But I know that word gives people so many issues. Conscientiously.
Conscientiously. You've got it right, Betty. And those who want to send in more words, they can always reach me on at Willice Ochieng 1. Because of time, we'll have it for you. And those who can check also TV47 platforms, I think you can get what was there in Kenya and you check what we've heard from South Africa. Otherwise, Betty, from my end, it's about saying, keep it up, my dear sister.
Thank you so much, Willis, the word master from Kisii County, teaching us the correct pronunciations. He's the word master. He's teaching us all those complicated words, including environment, all right? Tusiseme environment. Willis, the word master there. And that's where we wrap up the show tonight. It has been such a fantastic show. I can see so many, conversations everywhere. Somebody's asking, ask the professor where, let me just get that tweet, where did the kijana fupi nono round go to? Well, the prof told us that actually the guy got a job. The guy got a job. I think he even started a family. And he's now doing really, really well. So for everybody, I'm seeing so many people asking about him. So kijana fupi nono round, mulumwas. He is doing fantastic. So thank you so much, guys, for watching the show. I really appreciate the feedback. And of course, you guys watching. So we'll see you again next week. I'll miss you guys, but you know what? Keep it TV47, home of untold stories. My name is Bessie Kialo. Good night. Enjoy your weekend.